Good morning. I'm Aditya Thakur of ITA and I'm going to give a presentation on support vector machines, specifically the linear data. So, what is a support vector machine? It is basically it is basically an algorithm that finds an hyperplane in an n-dimensional space to distinctly classify the data points. That's the entire objective of a support vector machine. Right. So, Um, support vector machines are a type of supervised learning model. They have specific algorithms that are used for classification and regression analysis, and it can work with linear as well as non-linear data. This is done by manipulating the non-linear data uh, using a kernel trick and then for creating a hyperplane. My presentation will primarily be on linear part of it. Right. Some of the use cases of SVMs are mainly in categorization and classification of images and textual data. Uh, Also, an interesting thing to note here is that the SVM algorithm has been vastly applied to biological and other such fields. Uh, they have been used to classify proteins with up to 90% accuracy of compounds uh, compared to traditional techniques. Coming to images, experiments show that they can achieve significantly higher results compared to traditional methods of query refinement. The good thing about SVMs is they are very good in categorization, therefore significantly reducing the need for labeling training instances for other machine learning models. How do they work? So let's suppose we have a data set, right? Um, Let me just switch to laser, right? So let's say we have a data set where we have a certain data points on a one-dimensional plane, right? So these red dots represent mice that are not obese, right? And these green dots represent mice that are obese. This is given as training data to the SVM. So uh, manually, if we look at these observations, we can pick a threshold. Let's pick an arbitrary threshold over here. So we can classify any new data point as not obese. Let's say if the data point comes over here, and if it comes over here, we can say it is obese, right? But the problem arises when we have a new data point coming in, which is just next to this threshold, and now we can see that classifying it as obese would not make sense because technically it's closer to the not obese part, right? Except we chose the wrong threshold. So if we focus on the observations that are on the edges of each cluster, we can find a midpoint, right? And then since this midpoint is at equal distances from the edges of both the clusters, if we now get the new data point which is here and here, we can properly classify it, right? And since this is the shortest distance between both the observations, this threshold is called the margin, right? Now the problem arises when we had an outlier observation that was classified as not obese but much closer to the obese observations. Clearly this is a mistake and hence it is called an outlier. In, in this case, the maximum margin classifier that we found out uh, using the equal distances from the edges uh, would be super close to the obese observations just because of this outlier. So this arises the need for something called cross validation. Something called cross validation. So moving on, this proves that maximal margin classifiers are super sensitive to outliers in the training data. That makes them pretty lame. So if we put the threshold halfway between these two observations, choosing a threshold value that allows misclassifications is an example of the bias variance trade-off that plagues all of machine learning. So now what you can do is, if we allow miscalculations, the distance between the observations and the threshold is now called a soft margin. This is allowing for an outlier such as this in this case. We use cross-validation to determine how many misclassifications and observations allow inside of the soft margin to get the best classification results for our SVM. So then we are using a soft margin classifier, also known as a support vector classifier, to classify the objects. If any new data comes in, such as this, it is at certain distance from the margin that we had decided, and hence it is classified as not obese. And this data point that has now come in, since it is on the other side of the margin that we have decided, this is classified as obese. The name support vector classifier comes from the fact that the observations on the edge and within the soft margin are called support vectors. But we know that when the data are one-dimensional, the support vector classifier is a single point on a one-dimensional number line. So in mathematical terms, a point is called a flat affine zero-dimensional subspace. Technically speaking, all flat affine subspaces are called hyperplanes. So technically speaking, this one-dimensional line is also a hyperplane. So now the main idea behind support vector classifiers are basically, we start with a data that is relatively in low dimension, and then we convert it into higher dimensions if we cannot find a suitable hyperplane for it. So in this example, what's going to happen is, let's say we have this data, right? Um, and now we can see if we had chosen a hyperplane such as this or such as this, it would have created problems for us. Why? Because it would misclassify in both these cases, right? So what we will do is, instead, let me just erase it. Thank you. Yeah. So what we'll do is, over here we will square all of these values. So this gets squared over here, this gets squared over here, and so on. All of this data points will be squared according to their length and x-axis, and that's going to be their input for the y-axis. And all of these data points, when they get squared, we find that they become something like this, right? So now we can see that it has moved to a higher dimension, and it is now easier for us to classify the points uh, from obese and not obese, right? uh, Now this right here, this transition from one dimension to two dimension is called a kernel trick. A kernel trick basically is a function that is applied on this one dimension data, and it converts it into two dimension data, like so. So over here we are using the square function, but for many other types of data we can use other functions as well. A lot of popular kernel functions are out there that converts nonlinear data to linear data in higher dimensions. So now, basically, now we just have to find a hyperplane that separates all of these, right? And therefore, we can see that this is the hyperplane. We can check this by cross-validation as well. And now it will be easier for us to classify new data points such as these. So basically, this is the use of support vector machines. They just classify both linear and non-linear data by finding hyperplanes in n-dimensional spaces. Thank you. To summarize, support vector machines are basically algorithms that classify any type of data into uh, classes by using a specific hyperplane in an n-dimensional space. If it's linear data, we can use either hard margins or soft margins to classify them and separate them using in a hyperplane. If we have outliers in this data, what we can do is we can use cross validation, and we can then think about how many miscalculations or mislabelings to allow in the data and how many outliers to allow. If it's non-linear data we are talking about, we use something called a kernel trick that converts non-linear data into linear data that is separable linearly. Hence, we can then find a hyperplane for that data, obviously in some higher dimension, using this kernel trick. Thank you.